Hello, my name is Henry, and today I'm going to be talking you through a kind of how I would revise and how I did revise in year 11, so a kind of day in the life, and then I'm going to be saying how much I would recommend you revise, and just how much time I basically put into my GCSEs. So just for a bit of context to anyone that's new, please subscribe now and leave a like, that really helps me, thank you. And yeah, I got all nines at GCSEs, and I'm just trying to release as many videos as I can for those of you that are in year 11 now, explaining how I did that. I'm going to be kind of doing how I advised in the last 3 months, 2 months, and then like my final exam techniques. And I'm going to try release a few more videos on each of the GCSEs as well. I might do a couple A-level videos too. I'm currently in my second year of A-levels. But if the quality of my videos is low, it's just because I'm trying to get as much content out as I can. And then next year I'm going to kind of go over it a bit more, make it more quality and release some A-level videos too. So a day in the life of revision for me looked like I would wake up at about 7, had school about 8. In school I worked hard. In year 11, I'd say I worked hard. In some subjects I didn't kind of, in class I was I worked a bit less hard than I did outside of it because I kind of felt confident in it. But in year 11, at least, I was quite hard working in class, so I just tried to pay attention, things like that. Then I'd get home, so my school finished about 2:30. I'd get home about kind of 2:45, and then I'd just probably chill, go on my phone a little bit until about 3:30, 3:15 was when I'd kind of start revising. So then I'd go upstairs, just kind of try and get in the mood a bit, because sometimes it's difficult just to jump from one thing or going on your phone to revision. So I just check my diary out. I've done a video on my diary. That's kind of how I planned my revision. Then I'd load up my laptop, just maybe check my emails, things like that. My GCSE spreadsheet, which I've also done a video on, and I'd recommend that. And then I did about 2 hours of Seneca a day, is what I think I did. In terms of my Seneca timings, and I'm going to be doing a video on Seneca, it's a resource I'd really recommend. But in terms of my timings for that, I did about 20 to 30 hours per subject across the whole year on Seneca, which is probably about an hour a week for each one, most weeks of the year. So yeah, that was my Seneca, and I'd usually do about 2 hours a day on Seneca, and that would involve maybe 2 subjects, sometimes 3. And then I would probably kind of do one test, maybe write one question, just do something like that, like writing, maybe do a bit of maths 5 a day. I'd probably fit in just then, really, after the Seneca. And then I would also maybe be writing flashcards. I was still writing flashcards, or some of them, up this point when I was in year 11. And then I would kind of wind down a bit. I'd go through flashcards with one of my parents, for about an hour. So flashcards took up a lot of time for me. And then I would head upstairs, kind of get ready for bed, stuff like that. And I think it was about 8:30 or 9 when I'd just put my phone away, I'd try to put my phone away and stuff like that. And then I would read for about an hour before bed, go to sleep about 10. So that's kind of what a day in the life of revision looked like for me. I'd say on weekdays, I did about 2 to 3.5 hours of revision a day. And on weekends, it's probably more like 4 to 5. In weekends, I would typically do a lot more tests, things like that, questions. I'd probably do one English question a weekend, maybe half a maths paper, things like that. So weekends, I did do a lot more. In terms of what I would recommend, I think it depends what your aims are. I think I went almost a bit overboard in terms of the time I put into my GCSEs and the things I did. So a lot of my subjects I kind of got past 9, and I think with hindsight I could have done less revision and kind of gone out more and things like that. So my advice would be try to maintain that. Don't get too stressed about you're not doing enough. Good revision can be about an hour. And one thing that's really important to me is I always think that if your phone's away and you're doing revision, kind of solid, more concentrated revision, honestly, 30 minutes of that is better than 3 hours just on your phone, like TikTok revision. You're not really doing anything. So try, when you revise, you can do less revision if you do revision well. So if you just sit down and do a Seneca, do like a topic on Seneca of a science, and that's really good revision. that will really help you rather than going on a phone or like snapping people or anything like that. So that'd be my advice in terms of how much I would revise. I would probably aim for about 2 hours a day on weekdays, and on weekends maybe 3 hours. Like I said, it does depend on your aims, and you could have a rest day. It depends what works for you, but that is how much I would say I revise. Just for anyone as well that is interested, in the community section of my channel, I'm going to be kind of posting my GCSE diary from when I was in year 11, so you can see exactly what I was doing this time in the weeks that are coming up. So check my community page, because I'll also be posting just random things I've found, random resources that are helpful. So I hope that helped. Just for context, please leave any comments and I'll try and answer all of them, and please remember to leave a like. Thank you.